Are you currently running Facebook ads or any ads for that matter, and they're just sucking? Either you're not generating any new business or the leads that you are getting are just complete garbage. And that's probably leading you to believe that this whole digital marketing game just does not work. Or maybe paying for ads that aren't for Zillow don't work. And if you really play this out, you're likely just going to end up giving up. And that will just simply lead you resorting back to what you know, which is cold calling or maybe door knocking or maybe sitting through open houses and really wasting your weekends. You know, the not so fun stuff that you choose really not to be doing. Well, what if I told you that the ads aren't actually the problem? They're really just working fine. The problem is really in your expectation and your approach. Emmanuel here, and in today's video, I want to break down really 4 tips to fixing your Facebook ads problem. So let's go. Now, before I get into the good stuff of today's video, please make sure you join our free Facebook group, leaving the link in the description below. We talk all things digital marketing and websites for realtors just like yourself. So if you want to go in a little bit deeper on today's topic for the video, go ahead and join. Link in the description below. Just go ahead and click and I'll see you over there. All right, so most agents usually just dabble in Facebook ads, but usually think that they're a complete waste of time because they quote unquote don't work. However, I beg to differ. In doing a little digging, most agents think that they don't work simply because they aren't educated enough in the process. Look, I get it. You're experts at sales, not really digital marketing. And that's really what we're here for and what is the purpose for today's video, which is hopefully to provide you with some few bits and nuggets to really guide you towards a solution toward your Facebook ads lead gen problem. Because the reality is, it isn't that hard. The truth is, after talking to hundreds of realtors facing the exact same problem that you're likely facing, it turns out the issue really boils down to these 4 things. But before I get into these 4 things, you know the deal. Make sure you click the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon. It appeases the YouTube gods, aka the algorithm, and continues to support our channel to create really great content just like this here. So thank you so much in advance. All right, so we're talking 4 tips to really fix and address your Facebook ads lead gen problem. So I'm going to break down tip number 1, which is to fix your messaging. Look, most agents tend to just throw up an ad about either themselves or maybe a community or maybe some generic home or listing a home or something like that, which therein lies the issue. Your ads do not work or probably aren't working because you're completely missing the mark. And really the fundamental rule of business, which is what problem do you solve? Now take a second and really think about this, really dissect this. What do you do? What need do you fulfill in the marketplace? Typically, that need is there because there is a problem that needs fixing. And you, my friend, you are the fixer. So the question really becomes, what problem do you fix? When you reposition your message to really fixing a unique problem, instead of something very generic about maybe yourself or maybe a listing or maybe a neighborhood, the needle really starts to move on that lead gen, and you really start to get a lot more quality prospects successfully. Which then leads me to tip number 2, which is all about understanding your audience. This one's a big one because what many people get wrong here is that they tend to focus more on demographics when in reality what you should be focusing on is psychographics. So demographics is in reference to stats about a population or an area versus psychographics where it's really in reference to a lifestyle and hobbies and career and friends and family. So people tend to align themselves with other people psychographically versus demographically. When you position your audience to be as like-minded as you are, the more likely you're going to be able to pique interest of those cold prospects that don't really know who you are. All right, tip number 3 is all about your ads, or really the lack thereof your ads. This one's a big one as well. You see, most agents tend to throw up one ad and really cross their fingers and hope for new business. Well, the reality is, and this is really where a lot of people get this part wrong, you shouldn't be starting with one ad, you should actually be starting with 3 ads. an ad for the top of funnel, an ad for the middle of funnel, and of course an ad for the bottom of funnel. By the way, I made a really great video about breaking down sales funnels. I'm gonna leave it right here. It really breaks down how they work and I go really deep into them. I highly recommend you check it out. Go ahead and click here on this little card. But in any case, each part of the sales funnel is really comprised of 3 different messages. It's your job to really move a prospect down the sales funnel with the goal of turning them into a client by going through each stage. Let me throw in a quick little pro tip for you on this one. And it's that it's really great to start with 3 ads, but you really need to be testing these ads regularly. The reality is it takes about 50 variations of testing out these 3 different ads to really figure out what's working and what's not working. And from there, you really just lean into what's working, and that's really what's gonna turn on the lead gen faucet for you. Which leads me to tip number 4, which is all about understanding time. And really that you need to be investing more time into your Facebook ads. Look, dabbling for a few weeks or a few months isn't really gonna work for you. You're giving up way too early. And this is likely because you really don't understand or know your numbers when it comes to Facebook advertising. Look, the National Association of Realtors actually put out a study a few months ago where they really broke down how long it takes to convert cold traffic or cold leads. And it's typically around 13 to 18 months. So if you really do the numbers on this, you're looking at 13 to 18 months at the top of funnel. Then you have to move them into the middle of funnel, and that's going to take quite a bit of time. So that's a few months as well. And then from there, converting them into the bottom of funnel, that's another few weeks, 2 months. So you have to understand that the whole process to get a Facebook ad and turn them into a client is typically going to take you roughly about 2 years. And really think about this. That's 2 years of them seeing your ad for the first time and then nurturing them and retargeting them and remarketing them and pushing them down to the middle of the funnel, which is all about breaking down your principles and beliefs, and then to the bottom of funnel, which is all about building trust. That time span, if you're not allocating and really mind mapping that you need to plan this out for 2 years, that's part of the reason many of you are likely failing. That being said, you need to make sure that you're properly allocating the right amount of time to really turn on this lead gen faucet if you're planning to invest in Facebook ads. And if you haven't seen it work yet, ask yourself, how long have you been doing it for? Because maybe, quite possibly, you might be quitting way too soon. Now, one last thing to keep in mind with Facebook ads, and that this is a cold lead gen strategy. Look, the bulk of your ads are going to be coming from your sphere and your referrals. Facebook ads do take time to build and to nurture, so you have to be prepared to really invest the time to make this work. This should be the strategy you should be deploying in alignment with your current nurture strategy so that you are still making appointments and closing escrows while you're still, planting the seed in Facebook and adding water to it and really waiting for it to start bearing some fruit for you. Now, if you need help with your Facebook ads, or if you're looking to install a system into your business that works, that will really turn on this Facebook ads faucet, then I highly recommend that you schedule a strategy session. It's what we do really well. And I'm gonna leave the link to our calendar down below. Either schedule a call with myself or someone from my team, and we will be happy to help. By the way, if you really enjoyed this video, then I highly recommend you check out this one right here, where I break down the reasons why people buy. You can use this for ideas to really tweak your ads messaging and create something that will really resonate with your ideal prospects. Video right here. Alrighty, I'll see you on the next video.